Hi, hello. Welcome to MBA Solutions. I am Manjunath, working as an assistant professor at VVC Mysuru. In this video, let us discuss auditors and appointment of auditors. Before going into the video, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon to receive more notifications. So, what are auditors? Auditor is a person who conducts audit. Auditor is a person who conducts audit. Audit means checking. So what does he check? Audit means independent examination of financial information of a company or entity. So independent examination of financial information of a company. So company's financial information will be examined, checked by a person. He is called auditor. Now what is this independent? Independent means no relation with the person whose books of account is being checked. So there will be no relationship with the person who is checking and the person whose books of account is checked, or the companies whose books of account is checked. There is no relationship. It is an independent person. And what is financial information? Financial information is nothing but accounts. So the person who does or who independently checks without any relationship with the person or books of accounts of that company. So he independently checks the financial information, that means the accounts of a company or entity. Entity is nothing but organization. So this person is called auditor. Now appointment of auditors. According to section 139 and subsection 1 of Companies Act 2013, it says every company shall at first general meeting, that is first annual general body meeting, every company shall appoint individual or firm, shall appoint one person or a firm. Firm means an enterprise, a company, a firm. It is usually a partnership firm. Individual or firm as an auditor. So every company in its first annual general body meeting shall appoint either individual or a firm means an enterprise, as an auditor. So this auditor who shall hold the office from the conclusion of such meeting till the conclusion of 6th annual general meeting. That means, for example, if the company's first annual general meeting after the incorporation of company is maybe in the month of May 2020. So in this meeting, they appoint one auditor. This auditor from the end of that meeting till the end of 6th annual general meeting, that means 5 years. After 5 years, that means till 5 years, this particular auditor will be there in the organization, will hold the office till the conclusion of 6th annual general meeting, that means till 5 years. So thereafter, till the conclusion of every 6th annual general meeting. So once the 6th annual general meeting is done, in that meeting they will appoint one more director, or appointment of director will happen again. Then from there another 6th annual general meeting. So like that it keeps on continuing. That means one auditor can stay in the organization or can be a part of the organization for 5 years. Usually auditor, if he is an individual, one term of 5 years. If it's a firm, then 2 terms of 5 years, that means 10 years. So this is mentioned in the Companies Act. So if it is an individual auditor, so he can be there in the organization of one term of 5 years. If it's a firm, partnership firm, that is an auditor of the company, then 2 terms of 5 years. So till 10 years, this company can be an auditing firm to that particular company. So this is how the appointment of auditors will happen in the organization. So now let us see, again section 139 of Companies Act says the manner and procedure of selection. So what it says first ratification by members at every annual general meeting. So even though they have 5 years, every annual general meeting, they have to take the approval of members or shareholders of the company for the continuation of these auditors. If one auditor gets selected in the first annual general meeting, then that auditor can be there in the organization for 5 years. In that 5 years, in every general meeting, the members have to approve the continuation of the, it is like renewal. So they have to give approval or ratification of member at every annual general meeting. Ratification means approval or permission. Next, written consent of auditors. So once you selected a person as an auditor, you should take a written consent from the auditor saying that I am okay to be a part of this organization as an auditor. If it is firm, then also you have to take that consent from, consent means again permission from that particular firm saying that I want to be, or I am willing to be a part of this organization as an auditing firm. Then eligibility and qualification as per section 141 subsection 1 and 2. So eligibility, see, this auditors will also have some eligibility and qualification criteria that has been mentioned in section 141 subsection 1 and 2. Let us see what are those in brief. So auditor should be a CA, that means chartered accountancy, which has been completed chartered accountancy, or if it is a limited liability firm or partnership firm, then majority of the partners are practicing in India. So that means if it is a limited liability firm, then majority of the partners, majority means if there are 4 partners in a firm or 5 partners in a firm which are doing auditing of different companies, then minimum 3 companies or more than 3 members or 3 partners should practice in India, or they are practicing in India. This is one condition. Second subsection says, in limited liability partnership, only partners who are CA are authorized to act and sign. So this you might have observed. So people who have completed their CA, only those people can sign the documents or audited documents of the company. If even though firm, some partners might not have completed CA, they can be a partner of that firm, but they cannot act and sign on behalf of the auditors because they have not completed chartered accountancy from India. Hence, if it is a limited liability partnership firm, then partners who have done their CA and practicing in India, then only, or they have done their CA, whether they are practicing or not, that is different case. They have done their CA, only those people can sign. So if you see the first condition or first subsection, then they say majority of partners are practicing in India. That means there might be some partners from outside India, but majority of the partners, that means minimum, if there are 5 partners, 3 and more than 3 partners should be practicing in India. Then only that limited liability firm can be considered for an auditing firm. So next, it says inform auditor who is getting appointed. So the company has to inform the auditor that you are getting appointed on so and so day in our annual general meeting, and then appointment has to happen. Once this is done, then inform registrar of companies within 15 days from the date of appointment. So today, if you appointed or the company appoints any auditor, then within 15 days it has to, or that particular information should go to registrar of companies. So this is with respect to auditors and appointment of auditors. Thank you for watching the video.